Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my Let's Play Diablo 3. So we are basically on the last couple of chapters in Act 2. I'm actually where the last two chapters I had to break up into two parts each because they were really long. The next two chapters are really short, and I just kind of stuck them both together in this one video. So the first one is the scouring of Caldeum, or securing of Caldeum, and then the final chapter is called Lord of Lies. So we basically end up, we have to save the citizens of Caldeum as best as we can. We're leading as many as we can to the sewers. And so you'll see in the map popping up in a second once they stop chit-chatting here. There's going to be little yellow dots. There we go. And that's an indication of where all of the citizens are that we need to rescue. So we got to run around and rescue them and try and keep them from being killed from these, the bombardment of these kind of green asteroid things. And at the same time, or green fireballs, I guess, and at the same time, also keep people from being killed from the serpent guards that are showing up everywhere. And we have this time limit as well. You can see the time left over on the right side here. So we've got to kind of hurry up. No dilly-dallying with this part of the game. Just kind of go through and pick up as many people as we can. And get through here, and I missed one right there. I have to go back and get them. But basically, just trying to lead them to the sewers. Once you lead them to the sewers, then you're good. Then you're golden. But you gotta lead these people to the sewers first. All right, and then after that, then we get to storm the palace and take on Belial himself. And so that'll be the first, well, technically it's the second big boss fight. The first one at the end of Act 1 being the Skeleton King. But this will be the first Lord of Hell fight in Diablo 3. So we'll be doing it, and we'll be fighting against one of the Lords of Hell, followed by, in Chapter 3, we'll be fighting Asmodan. So we'll have to take him on. And then I'm sure you can guess who we get to face in Chapter 4. And Chapter 4 used to be the end of the game, but then they added the expansion, and we'll talk more about that when we get there, but then they added Act 5 with the expansion and everything. Alright, take out this stupid serpent guard. Oh, and we hit a new level as well. You. Alrighty. So that's gonna be helpful. Alright, so now we have to storm the castle, and we need Leah's help to break open the gates. There we go. And it'll actually be interesting to the reveal. I'm sure most of you who watch this are familiar with the game at this point. But for those of you who are just watching just to watch the storyline and stuff, I won't give away the reveal in terms of why Leah has these powers to begin with. She could be a Nephilim like we are. But I don't have those powers either, but I guess it's because of the class I'm playing. If I was playing the Warlock, I would probably have a similar kind of magical abilities and things like that. So, but I tend to prefer melee DPS, not ranged, especially magical range, because they're so They die so easily. They're so easy to be killed if they don't stay back. And I find it very difficult to avoid being attacked directly. So I prefer playing classes that can actually take the punishment of being hit by enemies. You can see I'm taking on very little damage. I mean, admittedly I'm in normal level and not in one of the higher or more difficult levels to play, but regardless, it's just I don't know. I hate having to avoid enemies and try and stay back and play keep away and that kind of thing, while also trying to do damage at the same time. I prefer to just kind of get in the mix and just do the damage and, you know, be able to take whatever, you know, whatever hits me. So that's just the way I like to play. Alrighty, so we've got some more serpent guards here. We get some elite serpent guards, obviously, because we're almost at the gates of the Emperor's inner sanctum, whatever. And there we go. I should be getting these guys down pretty quickly. Alrighty. Gotta take him out still. There we go. Now Leah's gonna help us open the next one. And she's like, you know, obviously weakening quite a bit. There's not much we can do until, there we go. Now she's doing it. And it's up to me and my companion, the Enchantress, to go in here and face the enemy. And of course, right now he still looks like the little child emperor and things. There's a little bit of dialogue back and forth, but basically, Belial is like, haha, you know, or like, oh, thank goodness you came, but it's not actually, you know, it's not actually the Emperor, it's actually Belial and everything, and my character is like, give it up already, we know who you are. So, okay, so now we're in the first phase of the battle. First we've got to just take on all these serpent guards that he throws at us, where he just kind of throws his minions at us for a while. And in normal level, this is a fairly easy fight to do. It takes a little while to get through it, but otherwise it's fairly easy to get through. You don't really take on that much damage as long as you're paying attention. Once you get to the harder levels, trust me, this can be quite a challenging fight. But just so you know, since I am at the easiest level. Okay, so now Belial comes out and he's like, okay, you want something done, gotta do it yourself. And so he's attacking me in this particular form, but this is not his final form. And you can see here, I'm actually doing quite a bit of damage to him quite easily, and he's you know, actually quite easy to attack here. And he throws more minions at us at the same time. So you gotta take out the minions as well. But then, of course, you know, you get his health down low enough, and he's like, okay, that's it, I've had it. Now you're gonna see the real me. And here we go. And there is the actual, like, that is supposedly Belial's real form. He is the Lord of Lies, so he likes to do a lot of disguises and that kind of thing, and he tends to hide his true form. So theoretically, this is his true form. And he is one of the 5 Lords of Hell, and of course one of the brothers of Diablo as well. There's Diablo is, from what I've read, Diablo is the youngest of the brothers. But be that as it may, we are now fighting a pretty badass demon here. So this is a you know, it's definitely a longer fight. You can see it's taking a little longer to take down his health. He, you know, obviously whacks at you, and then he like puts his claws into the floor and things, and he's constantly got these kind of poison wells that come up, and then he also has that poison breath that you gotta kind of watch out for. And when you're doing this at a more difficult level, you know, one thing you gotta avoid those poison wells, but then when he puts both of his claws into the ground, and it's just constant poison wells, and that's it. You definitely have to kind of run and avoid and think, like, here, this is what he's doing. You see how he's got all those poison wells just popping up all over the place? You have to, especially when you're at the higher levels, you have to keep running and trying to avoid those as much as possible, because they can do massive damage to you at the higher levels of difficulty. And I've said this before, the reason I'm doing the easy level for these videos is because this is meant to be a walkthrough guide to the game, in a way. And because of that, I don't want to be constantly dying and coming back and dying and coming back. I want you to be able to see, you know, the whole thing all the way through. And I'm not the best player in terms of these games. You know, I do great on the easy levels. Once you get to the harder levels, I definitely have problems with the games. I die a lot and have to come back and everything, and it's just a lot easier for a video walkthrough if I do everything from the easy level. Okay, so obviously, as you can see, we've killed Belial. He is we've vanquished him, and we just stuck his soul into the soul stone, the black soul stone. So we now have that. And supposedly, the other 3 demons are in the Soul Stone now as well. They were sucked in when we were confronting Zoltan Kuhl. So now, technically, all that's left is Asmodan. And once we trap him, then all the Lords of Hell are trapped, and we can destroy the Black Soul Stone, and there will be no more Lords of Hell left. Doesn't mean that Hell won't exist. It doesn't mean that the demons won't exist, but the Lords of Hell will be gone, theoretically. Anyway, so thank you so much. That is going to be the end of Act 2, and look forward to the beginning of Act 3 next week. Right now we're just kind of doing the last little bit here, talking to Tyrael and getting the quest to go to the caravan to take us to our next destination. And now Adria is telling her daughter Leah to go to the library to do more studying to figure out where we need to face Asmodan. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.